we've got an exciting lineup this afternoon, so really glad to see you all with us, and also if you're watching online as well and around the world. In fact, we're looking now at living in unity. We're going to have our session introduced and moderated by Nitin Jaiswal, the head of Asia Pacific for Bloomberg, and also Dr. Sadhu Brahmavihari Sunil Kumar Patel, who is religious leader of BAPS Hindu Mandir. Before we welcome them on stage, though, a short video introduction.
Having grown up in Leicester, UK, Brahmavihari Swami was initiated as a sadhu by Pramukh Swami Maharaj in 1981. Since then, he has been part of the core creative team of BAPS Narayan Sanstha and played a leading role in the creation of Narayan Akshardham complexes in Gandhinagar and New Delhi in India, as well as the upcoming Narayan Akshardham in North America. Currently, he is overseeing the historic project of the first traditional Hindu Mandir in the Middle East, being built in Abu Dhabi. Brahmavihari Swami also oversees the global outreach work of BAPS, and in that capacity has interacted with religious, national and community leaders from around the world. He is an accomplished and sought-after speaker who has spoken in international seminars and conferences around the world, inspiring leaders, scientists, students and youth through his insightful and practical talks infused by his deep study of global cultures, histories and philosophies. For his contributions to social and spiritual upliftment, he has been awarded an honorary PhD from Gujarat University.
Can you hear me? Yeah. So good afternoon all. After a good lunch session, it is the time for us to awaken our mind. But also it is a great opportunity for us to awaken our spirituality and consciousness. And the only person who can actually do that is the one who is blessed, one who is learned Guruji. And we are honored to have with us Swamiji Brahmavihari Ji, who is going to give us an insight into the spirituality and how we can link it back to the leadership. So I would like to take this opportunity to welcome Swamiji on the stage. Yeah. Swamiji, as a lifelong learner of Veda, spirituality, and Gita, it is a personal honor and blessing for me to be having a conversation with you and sharing the same stage. So thank you for coming and giving your thoughts over here. So the main topic of this forum is dynamic alliance. As a person who believes in spirituality, a person who basically simplifies things for everybody so that they can understand spirituality better, how do you interpret the concept of dynamic alliance in today's context?
Well, Nitinji, I am really glad you asked this question, because I believe that we've created a world of opinions where everybody feels that my way is the only way. Even with great successful people, we feel my way of succeeding is the best way of succeeding. Even with religious teachers, they don't really officially say things like this, but even religious teachers, sometimes inside their hearts, they believe that this is the only way. And when you have asked that what is my interpretation of dynamic alliance, I'd like to tell you that Indian culture has always welcomed ideas from different areas. We have thrived on this idea of Ano Bhadraha Kratavo Yantu Vishwataha. We have accepted that there are different ideas, different ways of thinking about the same thing. And when we respect these differences, I think it gives us the ability to grow dynamically. What do I mean by that? If we remain straitjacketed in the arenas that we have, businessmen will always think that business is the only way. Artists will always think that art is the way to life. Musicians feel my expression of music is the only way of unfolding the universe. And spiritual people will always tell you that spirituality is the only way. But I feel that there are multiple ways and we should come out of the blinkers that we have. The famous Upanishadic tale should form the basic value of this conference. The Upanishadic tale tells us that once there were 5 blind men and all of them wanted to know the elephant. Each of them got hold of one part of the elephant. One guy got hold of the tail, one guy was holding the legs, one guy was feeling the stomach, one guy was feeling the ears, and one guy was actually trying to get to grips with the trunk. And each one of them described their opinion or their view of the elephant. One said the elephant is like a rope, the tail. The other said the elephant is like a pillar, the feet. The one feeling the stomach said the elephant is a huge wall. The fourth said that the elephant is like a pan, the ears. And the last said, my God, run away, the elephant is like a python. All of them were part true. They were not lying, and they were true to their experience. But they were half-truths. Only when you open your eyes to all the 5 views will you be able to have the entire picture of the elephant. I believe my spiritual view of Dynamic Alliance is slightly different. Please to the organizers, especially Manoj Bhai and Vijay ji and all of them who are here, whom I respect deeply. Maybe your goal, to me, alliance is a word which is very strategic. Alliance means alliances are formed in war, alliances are formed in political elections which are very short-lived. So alliances are formed for a particular goal which is momentary, transient. But when I look at dynamic alliance, I believe there is much deeper alliance in this which is sustainable. So I hope that maybe you form alliance for business, for mutual benefits. May your businesses grow that they benefit everybody around you. It's not just about benefiting each other. Grow big enough to benefit every person on this earth. The second thing which I believe, may your alliances grow and outgrow your own businesses. Yes, they may start as a trade or a business and you have allied with somebody here, but may you grow into greater friends where business is no longer necessary for you to be allied. So dynamic alliance from a spiritual point of view would be for me sustainable alliances that outlive and outgrow the great businesses that you grow and that creates a friendship for a longer time. That would be my answer.
Very well said, Swamiji. So I think one of the things which I picked up from your conversation on the dynamic alliance is the value system. So value is something which actually holds everybody together, so that they can move forward. So if we actually see history of human evolution, humans have evolved over a period of time. New opportunities, new challenges have come their way at every stage. But one thing which has remained constant from all the story of evolution is the dilemma of deciding what is right, what is wrong, and what is the right value system. And that is the answer which each one of us in this room, whether in our personal life or in our business life, are facing. And in Hindu philosophy, what we call is the core essence of that is the dharma. Okay, so from your perspective, how do you decide what is the right dharma or what is the right value system? Because the right value system is the one which is going to hold us steady so that we can move forward. So what is your interpretation of dharma?
I think, let me take you back to the times of the Mahabharata. It's not such a modern question. Your question is very ancient. Right from the times of Mahabharata, this question of should I or should I not? Let's go into Shakespeare, to be or not to be. Let's talk about any culture. This question will always remain because there is a larger definition of ethical values, morality or dharma as we say it. And there is the individual and a personal interpretation again of those values. And there is this circumstantial compulsion of interpreting them, self-justification of that same values. So let me take you back to the Mahabharata. And it's not about knowing dharma. I can define dharma so easily. Every child knows, and their parents are the first preachers. Every child knows that this you can do and this you can't do. So many people ask me, that Swami Shri, it's early times when television became a household commodity, that Swamiji, what can we watch on TV and what can't we watch? And my answer was always that who really doesn't know? We all know what we should watch and what we shouldn't watch. But we're always seeking approvals that can we watch this and can't we watch that. So Yudhishthir always said, Janami dharmam nachame pravruti and Janami adharmam nachame nivruti. Yudhishthir said that I know what dharma is, but I cannot follow it. And I know what adharma is, but I cannot leave it. So Yudhishthir, knowing what right is and absolutely knowing what wrong is. When you get angry at your wife or your children for unnecessary reasons, you know it's wrong. But you think that's my way. Don't you think people who are corrupt and doing wrong things, they don't know? They do know. But because of selfish interest, we actually bypass the laws of dharma. So again, let me come back to that. Everybody in their heart really know what right or wrong is. But where we need guidance is that impetus, that push, that environment where we can follow the right and reject the wrong strongly. So I would like to summarize very gently that it's not Hindu concept of dharma. It's not a noun. Dharma is a verb. Noun is a beautiful word that yes, people will write for religion, people will speak for religion, people will campaign and shout for religion, and people will also die for religion, but hardly people will live for religion. Dharma is something that which we have to put in practice. Let me explain. That to know dharma is not enough. To know goodness is not enough. You have to do good. The guy who does good knows more goodness than the guy who only knows goodness. But when you continue to do good, you become good. So Hindu concept of dharma is knowing dharma, doing dharma, and being dharma. So it's to know good, do good, and be good. To know righteousness, be righteous, and also do right things. So in the whole idea of dharma is, it is something that you have to live. It is not something that we talk about. It's a set of spiritual, moral, ethical values that continue to help you to become a moral compass to your own life. And if you have a little suspicion, I'll tell you, if it's somebody else's life, how smartly we know what he should do, what he shouldn't do. If it's the issue with your neighbor's daughter or your neighbor's son, how judgmental and how dharmic you already are. So don't tell me that you don't know what dharma is. Each one of us know what dharma is.
Very well said. Very well said. Now, so basically, knowing what is right and practicing it is what dharma is all about, so the in action, what we call. So Swamiji, you said one interesting word, which I think all of us are struggling today with, seeking approval. Especially in the age of technology, where social media, always we are trying to look for, approvals from everybody. So technology has broken the geographical barriers. It got us connected with so many people, but at the same time, we are disconnected with everybody. So we have become so inward looking and becoming like, a slave of technology. So from spirituality perspective, how do you think we can overcome this challenge? Because technology is going to evolve. We have so many startups here, they are going to build new technologies and it is continuously going to evolve. So how do we live in harmony with technology using spirituality?
By being ourselves. Let me make it even much simpler. How would I really put it? Look, number one, technology is here to stay. It's evolution. If you stop evolving with technology, you become extinct. So you cannot defy or deny things whose time has come. We need to create, because man has become, or human beings as such, are the most adaptable creatures on this planet. If at every stage when there was a change, if the caveman has been able to evolve to a certain place in a way that where we stand right now, of course we have the capacity to evolve around technology and still preserve the essence of humanity. But by being ourselves, what do I mean by that? If I wanted to summarize the growth of technology, I think all of you can bear with me, the entire evolution of man's life with technology, I would like to summarize it with just 5 words, as you just mentioned, Nitinji. First, man was nowhere. Nowhere means when we were in the cave age time, we didn't have a name for ourselves, we didn't even know who we were. We didn't have organized systems, we didn't have a house, or we lived in the forest like hunter-gatherers. So we were actually nowhere. Because of our intellect, and we started inventing systems, settlements, we started inventing creations, and so we started through intellect inventions, we created settlements, cities, so we had an address. From nowhere, we arrived somewhere. So we had cities, we had addresses, we had countries, we created legal ideas. It's all the inventions of human mind. So from nowhere, we arrived somewhere. Then with the help of science and technology, in the age of mobile, in the age of emails, in the age of televisions, in the age of instant communication, man is almost everywhere. From here, you can see your own house, you can actually monitor your businesses, and especially thanks to COVID, we should never thank COVID, suddenly we've evolved a new life, work from home. Yeah, so we've lost our homes, in other words. People are really tired of working from homes because now homes have evolved. You need special offices and a schoolroom for your homes. New homes will come across. So from nowhere, we arrived somewhere because of the help of intellect. Because of the help of science and technology, we are almost everywhere. By being here, you and me are everywhere. But overuse and abuse of technology has created an elsewhere generation. Please forgive me for being too direct, because we're always on messages. How many people are still constantly touching your screens? You are here, but you are somewhere else. You are in office, but you are planning a holiday for your home. When you arrive home, you are doing the documents of your office. When you're on the beach, you are calling your friends, I wish you were here. He's not there. But there is this concept of, missing something. So I want to tell you, we've created, I have seen families who sit around the dinner table and all of them are on mobiles. They're not there. You take your family to a movie for an evening out and everybody is in their own world. So I want to ask you, we come home and get onto the internet, you're no longer at home. We have created a generation of elsewheres. Where, now mark my words, in this age of multitasking, in this age of super efficiency, these are all beautiful words, in this age of knowing the complete picture, we have created an elsewhere generations, which means we always want to be elsewhere. Ab ghar pe ho, then you want to be somewhere else. So we have created an elsewhere generation where we always want to be elsewhere and we always want to be someone else. This is a deep answer I'm giving because we feel through the net and internet access, we have already generated multiple personalities that we want to adopt, which we can't. If all of us were given a choice of creating our virtual families, how many of us will still keep our own family members amongst our family? Ask yourself, if we had a choice, we would change gods with a click of a button. And I want to tell you, overuse and abuse of technology has created a system which we always feel dissatisfied with. So now, what is the answer? I don't have an answer, but I do believe spirituality compels us or guides us to be in the moment. From nowhere to somewhere to everywhere to elsewhere, let's be now here. Spirituality gives you the anchor to be now here in the very moment that you are. If you are with your wife, be with your wife. If you are with your child, be with your child. If you are in the conference, be in this conference. If you are listening, listen. If you're asking, ask. This is what do I mean of Manav Dharma. Lord Krishna told Arjun that there is this Manav Dharma, but your Dharma right now as the warrior or defender of peace and righteousness is to fight. Your Dharma now is to ask questions. My Dharma now, momentary now, is to answer questions. And please forgive me, all of your Dharma is to listen. But if you start asking questions and if you start answering those questions and nobody listens, then we don't observe the Dharma. Spirituality teaches us the larger picture and the individual personal responsibilities of us. That's how it will help us through the technological revolution as well. Be now and be yourself.
I think all of us will find so much comfort in what you have shared, because all of us are facing that problem in our personal life and in business life. Swamiji, in the essence of time, so one of the things I would like to actually go, we talk about dynamic alliance. We talk about living with unity. One of the finest examples of that is the temple which we are building in Abu Dhabi. So can you please share with us that the project, what is happening there, and how do you see that?
Now that you have put it as a part of this dynamic alliance, I would like to tell you, not in our faintest of dreams, and I admit in all honesty, did I have ever had the concept of making a temple in the UAE. But I believe it is the sheer generosity of the rulers of this land. I think we must give them the greatest hand. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. I remember when we met him in the presidential palace for the first time, in the presence of our most dynamic leader, Shri Narendra Bhai Modi. I think he deserves the greatest and the deepest adoration that we can share. And I'll tell you why. It is because of their friendship. And not friendship, their trust and their love. And also the prayers of our forefathers for centuries and centuries. And also the blessings of our Guru, His Holiness Brahmavihari Swami Maharaj, when it was almost impossible for sadhus to move around freely in Abu Dhabi. And I can say this because I know this country is tolerant and it is evolving. It has become a symbol for the rest of the world so far as harmony and tolerance is considered. And when they decided that a temple should come, I asked that should we have a temple that is like a normal building, we can have the images of God inside and we can pray. His Highness, look at the height of his generosity. He said, nope, make a traditional temple. Make a temple with carvings of stone and let everybody pray with all their hearts. I wanted to say that when you have so much openness in your heart and you are welcome with such spirit, what has happened here, that the BAPS Hindu temple, till now for all your references, BAPS Swaminarayan Sanstha has created 1,200 temples across the world. They are all inspirational. But after creating Akshardhams in Delhi, Gandhinagar, they have become generational. But everybody says across the world that the single temple in Abu Dhabi is civilizational. It is bringing cultures, civilizations, religions, and people together in the most harmonious way. I would like to end with one example which is a fact. What do I mean, the greatest harmony? Temples, churches, and mosques are all intended to create harmony amongst men, with nature, and with the ultimate reality. Same goal. But before a temple or a place of worship is made, see the amount of harmony or alliance it has created. Imagine a Muslim king giving land to a Hindu temple where our lead architect is a Christian Catholic, where our chief consultant is a Chinese of no religion, but he believes in harmony, where our project director was a Sikh Sardarji, where our contractors are Shapurji, Palanji, Parsis, where our structural designer is Dr. Kong, a Buddhist, and where our, I want to say, where our chairman comes from a Jain tradition. What more do you want for alliance, for a space of worship? And it can only happen here, where everybody is gathering together to create a spiritual oasis for global harmony. Thank you for asking this question and allowing me to express it. Thank you.
Swamiji, that's a very good example of dynamic alliance and living with unity. So I want to take this opportunity for everybody's benefit, to show them the video of what's happening with the temple, with your permission.
Yes, please.
Yes, can you please play the video of the temple? 30 most inspiring minutes I have spent in a long time. So thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. And I hope everybody in the room are also enlightened with your spirituality and how to look at life and solve problems. And on behalf of India Global Forum, I want to thank you for coming and gracing us with your views. Thank you.